Hey guys, welcome back to Hope with Jonathan. I'm your host, Jonathan Trailer. Hey guys, tonight we had a few little technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're going to get through those, and we're going to have an incredible show tonight with Wendy Copeland, who's a kidney transplant recipient who resides in the state of California. And I hope you guys are ready for this one. This is going to be an incredible interview. Really appreciate all the support for the podcast. And let's see who's watching tonight. And Crawford Wall, appreciate you watching tonight, my friend. Appreciate you watching. And hey, guys, listen, if you haven't already, check this out at hopewithjonathan.com. It would be much appreciated. Check us out right there at hopewithjonathan.com. And also, guys, check us out right here on YouTube at Hope with Jonathan. And we would definitely really appreciate your support by subscribing to this channel. Hey, guys, tonight we have an incredible guest, like I said, Wendy Copeland, all the way from the state of California, and really looking forward to bringing her on the show. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to welcome to the show Miss Wendy Copeland.
Shake it, baby.
Hey, Wendy, how are you?
Hello.
How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Jonathan?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Go ahead and log out and then come back in. Try to come back in.
I can't hear you. Let me disconnect my headphones real quick and connect them back on. I'm
all
so
right.
sorry.
No problem. No problem at all. Hey guys, you gotta love the internet. Sometimes the internet is not our friend. So let me see if I'm gonna take her off for now and see if we can bring her get her to bring back on. I think Wendy's having some internet issues, and so let me see. Let's see. This is her right here. Let me see if I can get her right back in here. Hey, Wendy, can you hear me now? And now I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Try coming back in. And what you have to do is you have to engage your microphone. Try and making sure that you turn on the microphone. So, guys, again, I apologize. Sometimes these things happen with the internet. It's it's not always on our side. Let's see. She's back again. Let me see if we can get her back on here. Hey,
Can you,
Wendy.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yay!
Well,
Finally.
welcome to Hope with Jonathan. I really appreciate you doing the interview. Sorry for all the technical
No, it's
difficulties.
all good. Thank you for inviting me for sure.
Absolutely. Wendy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, my name is Wendy Copeland. I am 41 years old and I am originally from Mexico. I um I came to the States permanently when I was 19, and at that point in my life, I have no idea that I had chronic kidney disease.
Uh huh.
It was until I was 23 years old and I was pregnant with my son, Anthony, and I can hear you. Okay. I got very sick with a kidney infection that sent me to the hospital. So I was very sick there for like a week. And that's where I find out that I have kidney disease. Or at that point, I had chronic kidney disease stage 2.
Uh huh.
So my disease kind of like progressed throughout the years, like very slowly. It wasn't until 2020. Um, I was running my own business and I had a lot of stress without counting the full-blown pandemic we got thrown into. I feel like it was the stress that kind of caused my kidneys to fail. But I went to kidney failure in 2020 and I started dialysis in December 2020, and thankfully I got my transplant last year on August 2020. And nothing, I'm here today. Very happy, very thankful. To my brother, especially, he was my kidney donor, so thanks to
So,
him.
so you got your transplant the same time that I did. I was transplanted in August of 2020 as well.
No, mine was 2021.
Oh, 2021.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So 2021. So we're like a year apart from
Yeah.
transplants. I had mine in 2020.
Okay.
So yeah. So so I read a little bit about your story. So at first you went in with a kidney infection, and then that progressed to you found out that you had FSGS. Is that correct?
Yes. So after I left the hospital, they sent me to a nephrologist, and that's when they told me that. Oh, they kind of diagnosed me with that because I didn't have any other reasons to have kidney infection. If that to have kidney disease, if that makes sense.
Uh huh.
They never told me like what causes it or anything or when did it start or anything like that. So I really don't know if it was from birth or I don't know. Not really sure.
Was that the only time you'd ever had any problems with your kidneys ever?
Yes. So I was pregnant. I thought the pain that I was having was related to my pregnancy, but then until I started having like really high fever, that's when I went to the hospital and they just I guess did a bunch of tests and find out that I had
Yeah.
kidney disease.
Yeah. And then, so how shocked were you to find out that you had FSGS?
Not at all. You
Huh.
know, when you're young, it doesn't really. I don't know. Like you don't really realize the severity of what's happening. I was young. I had a new baby. I was feeling good. I mean, I feel like that's one of the bad things about chronic kidney disease that you feel good, especially in the early stages. That it's easy to not follow a good diet or just not really care so much about it.
Yeah.
That in combination that the internet wasn't a thing, you know, that you have a question and you can look at it right away. It wasn't, I didn't have
Yeah.
that. I mean, it wasn't as common as it's now.
Right. Yeah, it's we live in a day and hour where you can look up almost anything
Yes,
online.
and that's not a good thing either because
Right, exactly.
sometimes you can get
Exactly.
diagnosed with all kind of things that happened to me before. So
Oh, I know. I there's a certain one that I won't name on here, but I try to stay away from it because according to that website, I should not be alive right now
yes,
because everything it would tell me is basically you
you
should
have it all.
basically, yeah, you should be dead. But
Yes,
but I try my best to stay away from that one. I won't tell you what it is, but I think everybody probably knows
I think I know what you're
which
talking
one,
about.
which one. But
The midline or something like that, mid plan.
WebMD, we'll say it.
WebMD,
WebMD.
that's
Yeah,
right,
WebMD.
WebMD. Yeah.
No offense, but every time I looked that one up, it had
Yes.
me dead
So
for sure. But so you were pregnant with your son. How old is your son now?
he's 15.
He's 15, and
Yes.
no signs of kidney disease or anything with him.
No, not that I know. She actually has some labs done, and he's fine. His kidney function is fine. So that was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough one. He's referring to WebMD.
Yeah.
It can be tough on you. Well, that's good to hear. That is really good to hear that so far your son's already 15 and no signs of kidney disease. So
So no one in my family really has it. Like no one has problems with kidneys. So that was
mhm.
I was the lucky one. Why? I don't know. But
So you went through the different stages of kidney disease. At what stage did they say you were already at once you found out that you had been diagnosed with kidney disease?
I was in stage 2 when I had the kidney infection.
Stage 2 already, and
Hmm. Yeah.
then so then it progressed. How quickly did it progress
It
into the?
was
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, it was actually pretty slow. Like I said, I was diagnosed in 2005. That's when my son was when I was pregnant. It was 2005. So to 2020, that's 15 years.
Hmm.
And my disease progressed quite slow. My creatine was like 1.9, 2, 2.1, 2.3. It kind of bounced between those numbers for years. So in 2017, I purchased a bakery. So I was in charge of everything. I mean, I was owning a business, so it's a lot of stress. And the bakery, fortunately or unfortunately, was growing. And my stress in 2020, my stress just went to the roof. And my kidneys started to decline like very rapidly. So I went
Yeah.
from 2.3 creatine to 3 to 6 to 9. And
Oh
that's what,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was very quick.
So you're relating that with not only the kidney disease progressing, but also with the stress,
It was,
help
yeah,
progressing
I
the
mean,
kidney disease.
I definitely think it was a stress.
Yeah. And so eventually, you ended up on dialysis. What modality choice did you end up going with? Did you do peritoneal or hemodialysis?
I did peritoneal dialysis.
Yeah. I should have known that because Wendy has a YouTube channel. Them
I do.
and yeah, and Wendy is doing some cool stuff over there on her YouTube channel. If you guys haven't already checked it out, she's at Wendy Copeland over here on YouTube. And she does like you're doing like vlog style videos where you're talking about your story and stuff like that. And I think I watched a video already about you being on peritoneal dialysis. Um, but if you haven't already checked her out over on YouTube, please do so at Wendy Copeland and hit that subscribe button to her and help support her. but
Yes, do that.
but so peritoneal. So how was your experience with doing home dialysis? Did you really enjoy? I mean, no one enjoys doing dialysis, but was it a beneficial to your schedule and all of that? You were able to do life as normal as possible doing peritoneal dialysis at home.
Yes, it was pretty good. It was considering that it's I
Yeah.
was before I ever heard, not heard, but when I thought about doing dialysis, I always thought that it was going to be something very traumatizing for me.
Right.
So for years, until I got told that I needed to start dialysis, I didn't know about peritoneal dialysis for some reason. I thought I was very informed, but so I'm very glad that I went with that option. I felt better right away, because when I was in kidney failure a couple months before I started dialysis, I was doing things for 2 hours and I have to rest. I was very tired all the time, very, very tired. And as soon as I started dialysis, I started feeling really good. So that helped me a lot. I mean, and the fact that I did it at night, that was amazing. That was great for me. By the 3 months after, I was feeling really good. I mean, I was feeling good, and so much that I went back to work. I was going to work, come back, connect, wake up, go to work, and that really worked for me, really good.
Did you stay with the bakery, or did that ultimately go away, or did you do another job?
No, I sold the bakery. I put the bakery for sale, like in May. Bakery sold in June, so I was very lucky that the bakery sold right away because I needed that off my hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure, like you mentioned, stress plays a major part. And then to be a kidney patient and, dealing with that alone is stressful. And then running a business is stressful. So so it was probably better for you to sell the bakery and focus on your health.
Yes, it was very demanding. I mean, it was physically, mentally, emotionally, it was a lot. The bakery was growing, so it was a lot of demand, and especially for me. So yeah.
It's kind of making me think of going to a bakery and getting a cupcake or a piece of pie or something. Just
Don't do
talking
that.
about it. Yeah, don't do
Remember the
that, right?
diet.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So how was life? Did you consult with like a renal dietitian and follow a really strict renal diet and all that stuff as well?
Yes, I mean, based on the doctors,
Hmm.
they refer you to a dietitian. I was, you know, watching my sodium, my phosphorus. My phosphorus was really high during kidney failure and also during dialysis. So that's something that I have to watch pretty close. Sodium, phosphorus, protein, everything really. I did
Yeah.
my best. It's really hard to really cut everything without starving, but
Right.
I did my best.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you said your one of your family members became your donor. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind sharing that part of your
No,
story?
of course. That was my brother. My brother, he lives in North Carolina. That's where I was living before when I had the bakery and everything. I moved here when I was in 2020. But he was my donor. I mean, he was willing and ready from day one. He was ready. What put me behind it and I ended up doing dialysis was because I started my evaluation in North Carolina, but then I sold the bakery and then I moved to California. So when I moved here, I have to start all over again. Not all over again. They were supposed to send the records or and whatever they were going to do. But when I got enrolled into the transplant center in here, I feel like they literally did everything again because it took more than a year for them to finish, and that because of that, I had to do 9 months on peritoneal dialysis. But yeah, he was ready to donate. Actually, when I moved here, I met someone who actually registered to be my donor as well. I mean, I was very lucky. That's all I can say. Very, very lucky.
Do you mind me asking your blood type?
A positive.
Okay, so A positive. So A would mean that you would have been able to accept an O as well. Um, was your brother a direct match? He was A positive or A blood type as well.
Yes, he was A positive as well.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. For the ones that are watching, because a lot of people have the question and they find it really hard to even ask someone for a kidney, much less nowadays. Like to ask someone for $1 is tough. But you know what I'm saying? But like, it's really heavy for some people to think about even asking a family member, a friend. How was it presented? Did you bring it up in question, or and what? How did the conversation start?
So for years, my family knew that I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. They knew that eventually, at some point, I was going to go into dialysis or need a kidney transplant. So that's something that we always talk about. And literally, all my brothers and sisters, they were all ready to, oh, I'll give you a kidney, oh, I'll give you a kidney. So that's something that I never have to think about too much until it happened. When it happened, it's like I don't want to go. And when really happens is when you actually think about it. It's like, do I really want to take a kidney from my brother? You just feel, I don't know, you just feel like it's not fair.
Right.
And but no, he was like, no, I'm giving you a kidney, and that's it. And he knows, I mean, my brothers and sisters knows that if the tables were turned, I had no problem. I will do the exact same thing. So it was just kind of like a given that they will do that for me.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Shout out to your brother. He's a hero
He
for
is.
doing
He's
that.
definitely what he did for me is amazing. I don't think he can understand. He understands what he did for me.
Yeah.
But he was always very casual. Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna Are we ready? Like,
Yeah.
my life changed because of him. And just the subject that you brought about being hard for people to ask, it is really hard. I will never ask a stranger or anyone. Like, I feel like I don't have the right, But if
Yeah.
I can give you an advice or something, is that just talk about it. This is something that happened to me. I get my eyelashes extension. I get eyelashes extensions. So when I moved here to California, I went to find a place, and I went to get my eyelashes done with this girl, and I just lay down and getting my eyelashes done. We started talking about stuff. She told me about her dogs, just nothing important. Eventually, I continued going to her, and just kind of like conversation started to build up to something more personal. She shares some things with me. I share some things. I mean, we were not friends, nothing, just kind of like making conversation during the time she was doing my eyelashes. And at some point, she knew I was getting my surgery to get a catheter in for dialysis. And she's like, how are you doing and stuff? I'm telling her, I'm about to get my surgery. And she's like, are you nervous? Well, yeah, I'm nervous and stuff. And just I told her about it. And she's like, so you need a kidney transplant, right? I'm like, yeah, like I do. And she's like, how about I give you one? Like,
Wow.
out of nowhere. And I had my eyes closed, and this was like a very natural reaction. Like, I just started crying. Like, I couldn't even believe, because she says so like real. She was being honest. Like, I felt it.
Yeah.
And she actually said that she tried to donate a kidney to somebody else before,
Uh-huh.
but they ended up finding another donor or a family member or something like that. So
Yeah.
the point I'm trying to make is that there's people out there willing to donate a kidney. So I don't know. I'm not saying ask to people, but you never know if somebody's actually looking to that for someone. So
Yeah,
share.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why I tell people, never be ashamed to tell your story. You never know who you're going to come across. You never know who is going to overhear you tell your story, and you just never know who's going to have that feeling in their heart.
Right.
I feel like that voice comes from God, but that's what I believe. That God speaks to people's hearts and tells them, hey, it's kind of an overwhelming feeling when that happens, to
Yes.
want to step forward and help someone in that manner. And you really got a beautiful story, though. You have one lady want to step up for you, but your brother was ultimately your donor.
Yeah, and she actually registered to be my donor. So
And
it
she
wasn't just
registered.
it wasn't just like I give you a kidney. She actually registered because when my brother went to the doctor to get labs done, they say that he had a calcium crystals in his urine.
Oh.
That could be an indication of something. So at that point, I wasn't, like I wasn't sure. Like it wouldn't hurt to have a backup. I didn't want to say no, don't worry about it. Like I needed a kidney. So,
Right.
but yeah.
Exactly. So we talked about, the name of the show was Life After Transplant, and it sounds like you're doing well with it. But how's life been since your kidney transplant?
In general, pretty good. I mean, there's always bumps and things, but I can say, it has been amazing. When I think about dialysis and I say I felt pretty good, now I know how bad I was feeling on dialysis compared to now that I have a kidney. Like it's a whole nother world. But I'm still dealing with a couple of things, but overall, I feel like after 6 months, after I hit the 6-month mark, I'm more like normal. Like I just feel fine. My meds are in range. My labs are in range. Like I feel good. I feel good.
Yeah. Are you on what immune suppressants are you on? Are they on the Tacro and Cellcept, and did they put you on steroids as well?
I am taking Embarsus. I'm taking 6
Varsus.
milligrams of Embarsus. That I feel like that's causing me causing hair loss. I'm losing a lot of hair. I don't complain a lot about that because I have a lot of hair, so I can use a little bit of hair to just come off. But I don't know when it's going to stop. But so far, I am taking Embarso 6 milligrams. I'm taking 50 milligrams of Imuran, and that was a switch from Cellcept.
Okay.
Cellcept was causing me tons of stomach issues.
Okay.
And stomach issues and bloating. I was very bloated. When I changed to Imuran, I felt much better. Except the bloating still kind of there, but it was a better switch, a better option for me.
Yeah,
And
I've heard a lot of people talk about Cellcept and making them have some stomach issues and bloating and things like that. So you're not the only one that I've heard that from. Also, just to let you know, I'm on Tacro, and I've noticed that some of my hair is going away as well. So I don't know.
like how much hair? Because mine is a lot. Like if I shower and I dry my hair and then I brush it, it's like a good amount of hair.
Yeah, you have a lot more hair than I do, but I could just tell that it's in the front, and it's sort of receding a little bit, and pushing back a little bit. I'm 44, so it happens too at
I'm
age.
right behind you.
It happens at my age, for men. Sometimes they'll go bald, regardless if you're transplant recipient. But seems like it's a common trend with transplant patients that once they go on the immune suppressant medication, that they experience hair loss. I did reach out to my team though, and they told me I could take biotin. So I have been taking biotin with my daily meds, but it doesn't seem to help a lot, but it does help a little bit.
So they told me to use Rogaine. I did not try that, so I don't.
Rogaine. Wow.
Yeah. And so I bought a bottle of biotin, and I took it for a while, but I really didn't saw any difference. So I'm not taking anything right now at the moment. So.
No. Well, your hair looks like it's still pretty full, and it looks really nice. So
you got. Well, I know it's falling because every time I went before to get my hair done, color or whatever, they always charge me extra because I have a lot of hair, and they always say, like, I don't know, oh, you had tons of hair, like they always say. And this last time I went to get it done, they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
That's how I know, like it's way less. It has to be way less.
So Wendy, when you got the transplant, and I know while on dialysis, you probably experienced like chronic fatigue and tiredness and things like that. Have you noticed that you've gotten more strength since you've had the kidney transplant?
Oh yes, yes. I mean, I had got much strong. I mean, my energy levels are triple from when I was in dialysis and when I was in kidney failure. Is day and night, definitely day and night.
Yeah. What types of things can you do now that you didn't do while you were on dialysis?
One was exercise. I could
Yeah.
not exercise. I tried to exercise. I mean, I always walk. I walk a lot. But when I try to do like yoga or weights or something, I always feel very lethargic. Like my muscles, like some weakness to my muscles. I felt that all the time.
Yeah.
And I could never work out more than, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And right now I can do an hour if I want to. So
Yeah.
it's a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. I was getting in pretty good shape when I was on dialysis. I started doing home hemo, and
Oh,
I felt pretty good with that. But I'll be honest with you, compared to a transplant, it's much different. I'm like you. I can now go as long as I want. For the most part. So I don't feel that chronic fatigue like I did whenever I was on dialysis. So
yeah, definitely. It is day and night. It's much better. I mean, it's
yeah.
much better. Yeah.
So Wendy, if you had some words of hope or words of wisdom for patients out there that are on dialysis currently, or maybe they just been diagnosed with kidney disease, what type of words of wisdom or what type of words of hope would you give them?
Well, first off, I feel like probably one of the most important things you can do is to have a positive outlook uh, towards your situation, because I feel like that's half of the battle. It's very easy to go into, feeling angry and feeling fear, and that can drive you to just be negative towards um, your situation. Really, just think about the future. Think about what can be, what you can do to fix the things that are fixable, things that you can improve, and just try not to focus on the things that we can no longer change. I feel like that has worked for me a lot. Like you mentioned earlier, I have done my Google searches, where you get to a very negative mind and you just feel like you're going to die. That's it, in the worst possible way. But that's really doesn't take you anywhere. It probably don't even apply to you at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that get a transplant and they're out there living life again, living a normal life. Just focus on the goal and stay positive. Even if you're not a natural positive person, you just make a conscious decision to be positive. I'm not a positive person, I'm a natural positive person. I see a positive person and I just want to punch them in the face. But you have to try. You have to be conscious about smelling the flowers. Just be positive about
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, kidney disease changed me a lot. Before I wasn't one to smell the flowers, and
Right.
I wasn't very optimistic as well, and I wasn't very a positive person, and but kidney disease changed all that for me, and it made me want to smell the flowers and enjoy the little things in life, because I crashed into dialysis, and I nearly died from kidney failure. So when I came to and realized that I was, possibly going to survive this, I started looking at a lot of the small things in life that we take for granted,
Yeah.
and I started appreciating those things a lot more. And I'll be honest with you, if it hadn't been for kidney disease, I may not ever have looked at life in this way. So,
Yep, it works in a weird way, but sometimes it works on our favor. You know, same thing happened to me, and I think at a time that things switched for me, like I say, I'm not a natural post. I was not a natural. I'm not a natural post person. I don't think you stopped being, but it was right before dialysis, I believe, and I was doing my Google search, and and you know, one thing led me to the other, and I was searching about dialysis, and I came to the worst case scenarios. I was like in a bubble of something horrible that was waiting for me. And I don't know, something happened at that moment that I guess I was terrified. I don't know. But I just threw my phone on the bed and I was like, you know what? I'm done. If this is going to happen to me, that means these are the good days. Like, I'm going to live like in the today.
yeah,
If something horrible was going to happen to me, oh well, just be it, you know, enjoy. And I feel like that switched something in me. And from that point, I feel like I never went back and searched. Like I stayed away for a very long time. I was like, whatever, I don't care. Like, I don't care, you know, and just started trying to be conscious about looking at the positive and looking at ways to be happy and ways to enjoy the time that I have.
absolutely. So, Wendy, you have a YouTube channel and you do a lot of different vlogging and different videos that you do over there. What is your mission, or what are you trying to achieve by having the YouTube channel?
Help people that are behind in this journey, you know. I feel like it's one thing when you hear things from the doctor, you know, you're going to have this operation and you're going to have this and this is going to happen to you. But it's very different when you hear from someone who is actually living the experience. Um, when I was about to start dialysis, I looked on YouTube I was looking for that. I wanted to have that reassurance that to see someone else doing it. And although there is not a lot, there is a few people posting videos about that, and that was very useful to me. That was really good for me to see that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I want to give to others. You know, if my experience can be of help, of the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, like somebody can look towards something. Okay, she went through that and she's fine. That can happen to me too, because that's the feeling I got when I saw somebody else's videos, you know. And I wish I find your stuff at that point in my life, because you
Yeah.
had this good collection of stories, people, you know, overcoming all these things, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that would have been very nice for me to see and to hear that at that point in my life. I mean, it still is, but I just
Yeah.
think that it has a lot of value to people, to the right people, to people who wants to
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When I first got diagnosed, I immediately, started hitting Google and looking for this information, and I came across a guy by the name of James Fabian, who is Dadvice TV. I don't know if you know
Yes.
he is. Okay, so he has a lot of videos,
Yes.
and then by connection to him, I got a hold of like the urban health outreach media, urban media outreach, and I got a hold of Steve Belcher and some other guys and some other people that were influential in the community. And thank God that I came across them, because early on, man, I mean, I had no information at all on
Yeah.
kidney disease. Never even thought about looking up anything on kidney disease or dialysis or transplant. Uh, and it's like I was like, where do I go? Like, what do I do? And so when I came across those channels, I mean, they were so beneficial and helpful to me that I thought
Oh.
maybe I could do that. maybe
Yes.
maybe I
Definitely.
could do that. And so that's where I started, and I decided to do it as well, and do podcasting and things like that, and videos on kidney disease. And it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it, and watching your videos, I can tell you put a lot of time and effort into those videos.
I love that. I discovered that I really like to do that. Right now, I'm working 46 hours a week, so I'm kind of like behind on my videos. But I find that I really enjoy doing that. And I mean, I just started. I'm not I'm not doing anything like crazy, but I really enjoy it. I love it, and just thinking that this can help somebody else, it really drives me. It motivates me a lot.
Absolutely, and because you never know who's going to come across one of your videos and be inspired, or give someone hope, and say, you know what, I'm going through a lot with kidney disease, but if Wendy can make it, or Jonathan can
Yep.
make it, then you know what, I can make it too. And these guys are doing well with kidney transplant, but they've already been through it. They've already been through dialysis, and they've already been through all the really terrible stuff. And we really are blessed, Wendy, as
Yeah.
kidney transplant recipients, because as you know, there are so many out there that are in need of a kidney donor. I think I read a statistic yesterday. It was like 97,000 are waiting on a kidney.
Something like
And
that. Yep,
yeah,
it's terrible. And I was born in Mexico, and I feel very lucky that I got the opportunity to come to live in the States, because thinking about all the things that I have to go through medically, I would be dead if I like. There's no questions.
hmm
If I stayed in Mexico, unfortunately, that's the reality for a lot of people there, which breaks my heart. Um,
yeah.
I wouldn't make it. I would not make
Do,
it.
do you know what the state of kidney disease is over there? Do they have? I mean, what does dialysis look like over there? Is it? I mean, do you know, or you have
People
any
do
knowledge of it?
dialysis, but it comes down to, do you have money to pay it? You do it. There's people that are far away from that and they don't.
Wow,
So it
that's
just comes to that.
yeah, that's really heartbreaking to
It
hear
is.
that. It's really terrible, and it's really sad. We've got to do better collectively, as not just the United States, but the whole world,
Definitely.
for kidney disease.
Yeah, but do you hear about well, I'm sure I feel like everyone heard about that, the pig transplant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Yeah, I
pig
feel like that could
transplant.
be a thing for people. I mean, that will end with a lot of things. It will end with human trafficking and a lot of things. Just the need of kidneys and
Yep, and there's also
absolutely.
a mechanical kidney as well, bio kidney they call it, that
Oh, really?
is in the works as well. But we'll see. It's been this type of stuff. They've been really trying to get it on the forefront and be on the mainstream for a while. But it was exciting to definitely see the pig kidney and all that take place. It really is exciting to see. I don't know how many more years we have of testing and all that type of stuff to see exactly what will happen with it, but hopefully it's a step in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Wendy, I really appreciate you doing the podcast, and thanks again for
You
sharing
are so welcome.
your story. And it's been an honor to have you. You want to send a special shout out to anyone that may be watching, or someone that you may want to send a hello to?
Yes. To my brother, he was, like I said, my kidney donor. I own you, my life. I love you. I will do anything for you. You know that. And I just love you. Just love you to pieces. And thank you for what you've done for me. It's a lot.
Absolutely. So yeah, shout out to Wendy's brother for being a donor hero. That's an amazing. That's just
Julio Montes. That's his name.
Julio.
Julio Cesar Montes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
my hero.
yeah. All right. Well, we really appreciate you coming on. Thanks again for everyone for tuning in to Hope with Jonathan's podcast here, and we really appreciate Wendy for sharing her kidney transplant story, her whole kidney disease story with us tonight. And we really appreciate all of your support. Guys, again, please, if you are out there and you come across this video and you're considering, please step up and be a living donor. You can definitely live life with one kidney. Me and Wendy are doing it right now as transplant recipients. And so, her brother Julio, he's living with one kidney as well. And you can live life with one kidney. And how's Julio doing? He doing well?
He's doing pretty good. He was hiking a mountain like 4 weeks after he went back. So he's doing really good.
That's amazing. That really is amazing. And so, like I said, guys, you can do that at donatelife.net. And then again, if you want to be a donor, definitely go over there and check it out. You can do that right from your phone as well. It's a really easy process, doesn't take very long. And definitely a lot of people would definitely appreciate your gift of love. Thanks again for everyone that tuned in. We had a lot of people tuning into the show. Thanks again, Charles, for watching the show. Appreciate your support for Hope with Jonathan.
Guys.
And Shane Blanchard from Midwest Kidney Warriors. Always a pleasure. And a whole lot more was chiming in. And I had a lot of different comments. And we really just appreciate anybody that always just shows any support for the show. It was amazing. Again, guys, definitely go over and check out Wendy's YouTube channel. You won't be sorry. We'll go ahead and throw it up there again. It's at Wendy Copeland. And subscribe to her channel. Show your support to her. Help her out, guys. She's doing some really good things in the kidney community by trying to inspire and encourage others with her story. And, guys, again, we really appreciate y'all for tuning in. And we're going to go ahead and sign off, guys. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. Take care of your kidneys.
I will.
Jonathan is created as an informational, educational, and entertainment show. Hope with Jonathan hosts, guests, partners provide information on the basis of research and personal experiences, and is not to be taken as or implied as diagnosis of any disease or treatment. Hope with Jonathan, its host and guests and partners, recommend and encourage you to speak to your medical team before implementing any treatment or diagnosis found on this show or any product, service associated to Hope with Jonathan.